The soldier picked up the village chief's homemade rifle. He only glanced at it and immediately noticed something was wrong. The village chief thought the man was very skilled. He said their homemade guns could not even hit a rabbit half a meter away. The man told the chief to aim half an inch lower and to the right next time. Then the man demonstrated. He quickly fired a shot into the sky, and a small bird fell to the ground. The village chief was stunned by the young man's marksmanship. He realized the village was hiding a sharpshooter. Suddenly, a gunshot rang out at the village entrance. The man's test shot had drawn Japanese soldiers into the village. The chief feared the man's identity would be exposed. He immediately told the man to hide the gun in a woodpile to prevent a large-scale sweep. The chief hurried to the village entrance to greet the soldiers. The Japanese officer asked the chief what had caused the earlier gunshot. The chief pretended not to understand. The officer still doubted him and insisted on checking his house. When the chief brought the officer home, the man had already disguised himself as the chief's nephew and was chopping wood to avoid suspicion of hiding sharpshooters. The chief offered his own homemade gun. He claimed that the bird had been a lucky shot. He said the gun usually could not even hit a rabbit, but the officer did not believe him. How could you miss a rabbit and hit a flying bird? The officer said. The officer dragged the chief into the yard and told him to shoot another bird in front of him. The chief was helpless because he did not know how to fire a gun. He looked up at the sky and silently thanked fate that no birds flew by. Unexpectedly, the officer placed a small wooden peg on the man's head. He said he would believe the chief only if he could hit it with one shot. The chief feared he might kill his nephew, but under the officer's pressure, he shakily raised the gun. He trembled with fear because if he missed, the man would die. Then he remembered the man had said to aim half an inch lower and to the right. The chief immediately lowered the barrel. The man's eyes were full of terror. He was afraid the chief would shoot him. The chief had no choice and pulled the trigger. The man immediately fell. The chief ran over in panic, thinking he had killed him. After a moment, the man woke up. The chief had hit the wooden peg perfectly. The man survived by luck. However, the Japanese officer now wanted to arrest the chief. He claimed that the gun was too powerful and posed a threat to the Japanese. The chief had been in a situation where shooting was wrong, and not shooting was also wrong.